Hello there, and welcome to the latest Ernstford Grange Community Academy parental update. As we reach the end of what seemed like a really long half term, I'd like to take this opportunity just to say a few thank yous and a few well dones. I think we've all experienced education from a very different perspective this half term. And I've just got to say that our children are quite simply amazing. The level of engagement with our online learning, 5 lessons a day, up to 5 hours of teaching and learning for every single child, the amount of work they've been submitting, the amount of engagement we've had from the children, the amount of engagement we've had from some parents as well, who I know have been joining in certainly some of the PE lessons. It's just been phenomenal. And when we look at the statistics, and I've talked to you about the statistics before in the last couple of parent updates, nothing has slipped. And in fact, the access to live lessons has only increased week by week. And that is just an incredible achievement. So our children, quite simply, are amazing. We've heard a lot in the press about the impact of lockdown and the impact of children not being in school. And yes, of course, it is going to have an impact on children and an impact on learning. But I think the sort of scaremongering and the quotes of how much money they're not going to earn over the course of a lifetime, quite frankly, is rubbish. Because what our children are doing during this period of online learning is developing lifelong skills. They're developing skills of independence. They're developing skills of resilience. They're developing communication skills in a way in which I certainly never learned how to communicate when I was a youngster. They're becoming far more confident and competent in the use of technology in order to communicate. And the level of exploration of online resources is just all the skills, the lifelong skills, I think, as an employer, I would be really impressed by. So what I want to say to you is, do not be fooled that your children are not learning. They are learning. Yes, they're not learning in the same way that they would be at school. And yes, they're not learning the content of the curriculum to the same depth as they would be if they were at school. But believe me, by them accessing their online lessons, they certainly are learning and they certainly are developing lifelong skills. Our parents and families, you guys are incredible too. I've spoken to a number of parents at parents' evenings. I've spoken to parents on the phone. We've received really positive emails. But what makes you so amazing is that you are at home often doing your full-time job from home, as well as trying to support your child who's at home, or more than one child in many cases, sharing laptops, sharing devices. It's tough. It's incredibly tough. And we really genuinely appreciate everything that you are doing to support your children in their learning. So thank you. And that's a genuine thank you. And the staff, well, I've got to say again, a huge thank you to our staff. I believe our teachers are as dedicated as ever they have been. They're desperate to make sure that our young people are learning as much as they possibly can. They understand the situation that the youngsters are in at the minute. And hopefully from the online lessons that are taking place, your child still feels part of our school community, because they very much are part of our school community, and we want to continue with that going forwards. The support staff that have been coming into school, they might not be sitting there doing online lessons, but they've been making sure that the teachers have been able to teach their lessons by coming in, and support staff actually taking the key worker classes and the classes where the vulnerable students that are coming into school. They are logging on and they're doing the online lessons, but without those support staff in those classrooms, we wouldn't be able to be making that happen. So a huge thank you to them. The mass testing centre that we've got set up now, and the students who are in school have been going for their tests. The staff that are in school have been going in for their lateral flow tests. So that wasn't an easy, quick task to set up. So a huge thank you to the staff that made that happen. And to everybody, really, in terms of planning for the return to school, because we are always thinking about that wonderful day when we get all our children back into school, where we can focus again on the high quality teaching and learning in the classroom, where we can focus on that excellent behaviour and making sure that we've got a dynamic curriculum that's really going to make sure everybody is excited about coming back into school and coming back into the classroom again. So a big personal thank you from me to the staff for everything that they're doing. Coming up next half term, obviously I've talked about this in the last couple of briefings that I've done, but Ofqual will finally give us a decision in terms of how the GCSE and A-level grades are going to be awarded this summer. So that will take quite a bit of time in terms of staff actually having to collate the information, collate the evidence, that students have really earned those grades that we'll be giving them. And as I say, we will have more information on that. As soon as we do have that information, I will make sure that you and the young people are aware of exactly what is going to be happening with their exam grades. The return to school, and we really hope, we talk a lot about we hear a lot about the 8th of March being a return date for schools. As soon as it is safe for students to come back in school, we absolutely want as many children back in as we possibly can. My guess, and it is just a guess, is that there will be a staggered return to school from the 8th of March. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We will all find out at the same time when the Prime Minister announces that, I believe on the 22nd of February, so the first day back after half term. And then finally coming up next half term, we've got our Year 10 online parent evening, and we're going to have that on the 18th of March. Now, that's going to be an online evening, whether we're back in school, all of us back in school or not. And we will be coming to parents for some feedback about the online parents evenings. Because we do think during this lockdown there are some things that we actually think people might like us to change and actually follow on and continue with when we are back to normality. Finally, just a little bit of Ernstford Excellence news. Mr. de Groot, who is our deputy head teacher who's been in charge of teaching and learning and who has led us through our journey from special measures to good and beyond, he has been offered a position as a head teacher at a local special school, and we're really excited about that because what it is it's an opportunity for us as Ernstford staff to support another school. So Mr. de Groot has been asked to go in and support that school. We are absolutely fully behind him doing that. We're really excited that the Ernstford teaching and learning style is going to be taken on somewhere else. And that we are going to be able to influence and impact upon the life chances of even more young people. So we're delighted with that news. That also means that within our own school, we've been able to promote some more staff from within, from Ernstford. So a huge congratulations to Mr. Bazant, who has been promoted to our deputy head teacher, who will be leading on teaching and learning. And also a huge well done to Miss Smith and Mr. Spencer, who have both been promoted to the position of assistant head teacher. So going forward, we're really excited about everything that they're going to bring to our school to continue with our focus on Ernstford excellence. We will miss Mr. de Groot. He has done a phenomenal job here at Ernstford, but I know he'll be coming back and he'll still be involved very much in things that are going on here. So all that's left for me to say is have a wonderful half-term holiday. Make sure you get a break. Clearly you can't go anywhere, but make sure you get a good break from your devices, from the technology, from looking at screens. Give your eyes a rest, and we really look forward to hopefully everybody coming back into school at some point next half term. Thank you very much and take care.